And here we are, the Penguin has finally arrived to our screens. The first episode was already released in HBO Max yesterday, and it was a blast. Let's go straight to the point. I loved this first episode. What an introduction to the journey of this character in the series. In terms of story, it was a great first look at the world that is going to be developed here. 10 out of 10, for sure. But if you don't know my channel yet, let me give you a little bit of context. I'm not a huge fan of the Batman, the universe from Matt Reeves. At least, I didn't love the first movie, and I already talked about this in some of my videos. There are elements that I like. For example, I like Robert Pattinson as Batman, even though I don't like his character. I mean, the version of the Batman in this movie. Plus, leaning too hard on the grounded nature of the Batman lore is not something that I'm so interested in. In terms of taste, I tend to lean more to the fantastical side of the character. That being said, I'm not very big on crime dramas as well. Series like Boardwalk Empire or The Sopranos is not on my top favorite genres. So my level of excitement to see the Penguin was medium to low. But to my own surprise, I have to say that after watching the first episode, I am completely on board. Not only am I fascinated by the story of Oswald Cobb and fascinated by his character, but I'm really looking forward to see what's gonna happen next in the upcoming 7 episodes. In terms of atmosphere, we are taken back straight to where we stopped with the Batman. Back to a Gotham that was devastated by the Riddler's flood. We see the destruction that it caused on the whole city, not only in terms of the city itself, but its business, especially the dirty ones. We go even deeper than the Batman did in terms of seeing the low levels of society, the underbellies of Gotham, with the poor run-down places, and all the people that live in there. We get to see more of the criminal underworld, the hookers, the gang lords, and the people that are basically just trying to survive in this scenario, which gives us a shock of reality of what that place is, more than any other Batman media has ever done. I was really into this world, especially because this is where we find Oswald Cobb. And now we definitely get to know better who is this guy. He was one of the elements that I liked about the Batman, but for me it was like an empty cup in that movie. I wanted to see more about him, who he really is. Why is he a servant of the Falcone family? And what was his position in that level of criminality in comparison to the big shots? And we get all of this here. The cup is finally filled. We finally understand that this is a guy with ambition. He's extremely impulsive. He has street smarts, but in certain points he's a little too bold for his own sake, and he ends up screwing things up many times. He's not a fully formed criminal gangster yet, but I bet we're gonna see this process evolving during the series. And all of this is shown through the brilliance of Colin Farrell's performance, who I don't even have to say, but he commands every scene he is in. Not only his acting and mannerisms are so hypnotic, but the makeup of Mike Marino, the makeup artist that created this visual for us, is just so good. It grabs your eyes. I couldn't take my eyes off the guy and every little single movement and gesture that he does. Colin Farrell is just a monster in this series, pouring all his love into his performance. You can see in his eyes all the nuances of this character, especially in relation to the other characters, and all the cast is great around him as well. In terms of relation with his mother, we get to see the little boy that thinks he deserves more in this life and feels robbed of these opportunities, especially by his condition, which is regarding not only his physical condition because of his foot, but the evil influence of his mother in his life, because all the ambition he has comes from her, causing for greed of power and be something in this life, not only be powerful, but seen as powerful by the others. Then we are also introduced to his main opponent in the series, that is Sofia Falcone, and the mind and word games that they play with each other is just fascinating to watch. The actress Kristen Milioti is also great in this first episode, and I'm really excited to see how this relationship between Oz and Sofia is going to develop, because I can predict that they will play each other a lot during the show. And there is also a young sidekick for Oz in the show that is the character Vic, another fascinating element in the development of the character Oz because he plays the mentor to the kid, and through this relationship we get to see a little of kindness coming from the penguin. Very little, but is there. But here's the point, we still have to watch the whole series to know if this is real kindness or this comes from a place of interest, which I suspect that it is. Anyway, I really loved this episode. It really got me back into this world of Matt Reeves, or at least it got me into this world for the first time. Colin Farrell's Penguin is already a fascinating character that has all the great nuances that this character deserves. He is bold, he is tough, but he also behaves like a boy in certain moments, especially in the presence of his mother, and his impulsiveness when being mocked or diminished by other people, it's very truthful to the character and a great angle to approach him in this version. And this is it. This is a short video just to tell you my impressions of this first episode. I will get more into the story and the plot of the next episodes in the next videos. I promise I will make one each episode that is released. So if you are liking the content of BATGUS and want to see these videos, please don't forget to leave your beloved like in this video and subscribe to the channel for more Bat content and also DC Universe content. Alright, see you in the next Bat video and bye bye.